As an RVer, do you own a multimeter? Do you know how to use it? In this video, I want to help you become familiar with the multimeter.
Welcome to another 2-Minute Tech Tip Tuesday. Brought to you by the National RV Training Academy, the largest hands-on RV training academy in America. Hey, before we get to the video, which I know this is the reason why you're here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss anything. Hit the subscribe button now. Thank you. Now, back to our Tech Tip Tuesday.
Hi, I'm Brian Henson. I'm the Director of Curriculum and Instructors. Today we're going to go on ahead and talk a little bit about the multimeter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what we're going to actually talk about, how to test some things, and we are going to go step by step in this so that you can familiarize yourself with being able to test some of the easier components on your RV. RV electrical systems can be complex and prone to electrical issues. There are 4 parts to electrical. You have volts, which is the pressure, you have watts, which is the power, and you have ohms, which is the resistance, and then you have amps, which is the flow of the electrons moving down the line. All of the power that's being consumed is through watts. Volts is pushing the electrons down the line. Amps is the flow of those electrons as they actually get down to do the work. Another word for ohms is resistance, which means that it's slowing down the flow of electrons as it goes down the wire. On your multimeter, you go to volts, and there's actually 2 different parts of volts. You have one with a solid line with 3 little dots under it. That is for DC voltage. That is battery voltage. Then you have another one that is the squiggly line. That stands for a sine wave. And that is for AC voltage, which is your receptacles on your RV, your microwave, your shore power, things like that. DC voltage, that is more for your batteries inside your RV, the lights, and appliances like that. The next one that we have, if we click up, amps, if we go all the way to the top, here again, you'll have 2 different settings. You'll have DC amps, you'll have AC amps. The line with the 3 dots are DC amps. You can actually check to see how many amps are running through off of your battery with DC amps. And with AC amps, you can actually do a draw off of your appliance to see how many amps they're drawing. And the way you find out for watts is you get the measurement of the voltage, the amps, and you multiply those to be able to get your wattage. When I'm talking about using math to be able to find your watts, a lot of times on your appliances, you don't get everything on the data plate. The data plate is on your appliance. Most of the time they'll give you the volts and the amps, or sometimes they'll give you the watts and the amps, or the watts and the voltage, and you'll have to do that. When we're actually talking about watts, we're looking at Watt's law. That's watts over amps and volts. So you would have to multiply to be able to find watts. You'd have to apply volts and amps to be able to get how many watts it should be. To find out how many amps, you would take watts divided by volts to be able to get your amps, and vice versa. Watts divided by amps to be able to get your volts. Also, when we're looking at our multimeter, we need to look at ohms also, which is resistance, and we'll actually go to the omega sign, or in my case, the upside down horseshoe. The way we'll test that is with our multimeter with the leads on it, so that we can actually get a true meaning of the resistance running through the wire. You always want to make sure that your leads are pushed all the way in where they click. This one, I had them in, but they weren't all the way in. I made sure that they're pushed all the way in. Red goes on red, black goes on black. When you do that, you can test by putting your multimeter on continuity and getting a beeping sound when you touch your leads together. Let's also talk about amps. When you're actually trying to draw amps, you need to have an amp clamp. The multimeter leads have nothing to do with amps. So what you're going to want to do is take your wire, and it's only a single wire. If you put more than one in there, it will not read. It'll give you an OL. You actually open the clamp, put it in there. There are 2 little lines here. That's the best reading that you can have. As the electrons are flowing, they're flowing in one direction. They're going from the source to the load. If you put the clamp around 2 wires, the neutral or the ground, you're going to get an OL or 0. You're trying to read the electron flow going one direction, and if you clamp around 2, it will actually flow back and it'll cancel each other out. We're about to test a fuse that's usually on the outside of your RV behind a cover for your board. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you how to test this. I'm going to take my multimeter, I'm going to put it on volts AC. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find what we call a known ground. Well, we see that the wires coming in are grounded right here for the 120 volt side. It doesn't need to be a 120 volt side, it just needs to be a ground. Then I'm going to take my multimeter and I'm going to show right here on the silver part, and it's going to show 120 volts. To make sure that this is good, you don't just test one side, you test the other also. And with 0 volts, that is a bad fuse. That's probably the problem with your refrigerator. While we're on the back of the refrigerator, we'd also like to check to see what our amperage is here for our heating elements. On the refrigerator, the only thing that is 120 volts is the electric heating elements. So what I'm going to do is I've made sure that I've changed out my fuse. The fuse is good. I've got 12 volt coming in. The refrigerator is in cooling mode. I'm going to actually take one wire and put it into my amp clamp, and I'm reading 1.8 amps. And that is per heating element. So I'll take the other yellow and I'll check it also, 1.7. Now on here, I was telling you earlier that you can only use it on one wire. And so if I have one wire in, I'm getting the reading on it. I don't care if it's yellow or if it's black. It's the one way in, one way out. If I take and I put 2 on there, it's going to read 0 because they're canceling each other out. The multimeter is an amazing tool, whether you're new to the concept or whether you've been using it for years. This is one tool that can help you figure out a lot of things that are wrong with your RV. And I hope that helps. There's your tech tip.
All right, before you get to the bloopers, which is why you're here in the first place, the RV industry needs thousands of RV technicians and inspectors, and now is the perfect time to do that. If you want to make more money or have more control over your time, go ahead and click the link below. Or if you just want to learn how to fix your own RV, got something for you there. Head over to rvtechcourse.com and get started today. Now for the reason that you're at the end of the video, roll the bloopers.
That's okay. Start over. I know you keep saying it and I keep forgetting it. So with this multimeter, so that you can, what is it? Do you own a, this is a multimeter. If you don't know how to operate it, I'll show you. Okay.
So what are you testing there?
There's your tack tip. I said tack tip.
Look at you!
12 takes from now,